Thing. I am your host, Jaclyn House. If you're new here, what I like to do on Here's the Thing is connect with the movers and shakers, the change makers in our community, and I hope that their stories will inspire, empower, and educate, and enlighten you. So I'm excited today, as I always am. I always say that. I know y'all are like, you say that every week, and that's because it is very true. I'm always excited to welcome my guests every week because here in Northwest Arkansas, we are surrounded by so many talented people, which I know you guys all know. So I feel like it's my personal mission to introduce you to some amazing people. And so that is my plan to do today as well. I want to go ahead and bring in April Roy. April is joining me. She is the founder of femPAQ. April, welcome to Here's the Thing.
Thank you so much for having me today.
Yeah, absolutely. So one thing that I want to encourage you all at home to do is, I record these every week. And so one thing that would be super helpful for me, shoot your shot. Send us a press release. Let us know what you are up to. You never know. You could end up right here on Here's the Thing, which is how April and I connected for this particular episode. We know each other already and have crossed paths before, but we hadn't seen each other in a while. And so she sent us a press release, let us know what she was up to. And I was like, you know what? That's a podcast for Here's the Thing. So here she is today. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you again. Oh my God, I got to get used to this. Okay.
I know. Well, the good thing is that we're not live, which behind the scenes, we already had a mishap. So, I mean, nothing else I think can happen. I think we're good. For now. April, let people know more about your journey and femPAQ.
Yeah. So I started femPAQ after a girls' trip to LA with my best friend, where she unfortunately got her period unexpectedly. We rushed to the nearest Walgreens and CVS to see if we could find something like quick, easy, on the go, so she could feel comfortable. And so it was funny because while doing this in, trying to find her products, there were only like bulky size and big boxes of things. And I remember her like saying, I don't have room in my suitcase for this.
Right.
Why am I like, they don't even have my brand. Like, what is this?
I'm trying to be discreet here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, and another thing is she bought white pants, and my best friend does not wear color. Like, that is just, and so I was so proud. She was like, oh, look at my white pants. And I was like, okay, girl, going to the beach. Yeah. Unfortunately, she got her period. And so, she ended up choosing some bulky pads and just saying, I'm going to donate these when I get back to New York. And I end up flying back to Arkansas and just really thinking about, like, is there really not anything for us? Like, we know this happens. Like, it's probably happened since the beginning of time, but yet no one has solved this problem. And so I started researching why. And it was like, oh, like the decision makers, like they don't either know we have this problem or it's not on their radar to really care.
Sure.
And so that's kind of how it all started.
And, I will speak personally for my own period. Like, yes, I keep track of it. And it's like, yeah, I know I've got 2 weeks, but I call mine Bertha. We're like, tight. She just comes when she wants. And I let her. What can I do? Nothing. So, I feel your friend's pain because you have planned. You've put these white pants on for a reason because you knew that this period wasn't going to happen at this point, right? It was not planned. So you're like, I'm good. And then,
oops.
Right. If it was Bertha, she'd be like, girl, guess what? I changed my time and I'm here now. So you in these white pants can stop.
I love
immediately.
That you called her Bertha because my best friend and I called our period Sally. But then a friend of ours ended up dating someone named Sally.
Oh, no.
Marrying someone Sally. She is co-godparent to my children.
I understand.
So we end up having to stop calling it Sally.
Sure.
Because we didn't want her to feel away.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is she has no idea about this. But yeah, we changed the name. Like we were just only we call it Sally.
Sure.
To each
Yes.
other.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Inside joke. Inside joke. When you were thinking about this, like you get home and you're like, man, like this is an idea that I have. What was the process from you taking it from ideation to saying, I think I can really turn this into something?
Yeah, so my background is in product development. I have a degree in fashion design.
Okay.
So I worked for a large retailer in that space. And so I also work with a lot of women. And so customer discovery first,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It wasn't just me and my best friend. Like, are other women like having this issue? So I sent out a bunch of surveys in the office, text messages. Survey Monkey is amazing. Posted on social media and probably got about 200 responses.
Okay.
That at least 90% of those people said that they had their period unexpectedly, and more than once.
Okay. Sure.
More than once a year.
Yeah.
And I think the average was between 3 to 5 times, depending on who it was. Because some people, when you think about it, a lot of people suffer from PCOS,
Sure,
endometriosis,
yeah.
and it takes a long time before those things are diagnosed. So a lot of times people don't even know the issue.
Right.
And it can also just be due to travel. It's like, why do I always get my period when I travel?
Right.
Stress. We
True.
don't account for stress when it comes to our period. And so, yeah, it was pretty interesting in the journey. And so it was almost like I had to get it out,
Sure,
right? It was
yeah.
like, okay, they said that they will want to see this product. And so then I started like buying different packaging styles, like cough medicine and like different boxes, because it was about discretion as well.
Sure.
You know, I think it's over 70% of women hide their period products when going to the bathroom. I mean,
Yeah.
we know.
This
right?
is me just going.
See?
Which is weird because we all know that some women, I mean, we do menstruate. I mean, we have a menstrual cycle and we know
this
sometimes
happens.
every month, every other month, whatever. But we all know that this is a thing, but yet we're just like, I'm going to the bathroom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or in the bathroom and like,
try to be quiet.
like, why?
Yeah.
Like, really, why do we do that? and the stigma, like all of it's based on shame and stigma. And so that was another thing. It was like, okay, I have to just consider discretion for other people, but I also wanted to be a thing where we shouldn't have to.
Sure.
do this,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And so I used my design degree and basically got loose leaf paper because all of those boxes did not work with the products I was trying to use. So I sketched the design out, taped it together, and was able to put all of the products that we needed inside this paper packaging that I had created.
Okay.
And so that came with one black panty at the time.
And you actually have a pack with you.
Well, this was our flagship product that we...
I actually have one at home and should have brought it.
Oh, yes. I should have brought it.
Yeah.
And so that came with one black panty, one pad, one tampon, panty liner, feminine wipe, ibuprofen, and one dark chocolate mini. But at that time, our underwear ranged from different sizes. So we did small, medium, large, and extra large. And so it's funny, I still have the picture of it, and I should have shared it with you, but it's sitting up like a picture of it sitting on my desk with all of the products, and it was like, okay, this could actually work. So I will say that I created the product before I even had a business plan. It was just, again, like something I had to get out, and then like in doing so, I still remember thinking, is this a thing? Like, do people really want this?
Right. And I'm just bringing up your social media. This is essentially kind of the packaging that you're talking about. And inside this packaging is the things that you just mentioned.
Yes.
In this packaging. I mean, that's small.
Yes. We wanted to make sure, again, it was all about discretion. You can keep it in your bag, your purse, your car, a large pocket if you got on your jacket, blazer. And so it was, again, really about like making sure I had everything on me in case of an emergency.
Yes.
Right? We know this happens. But also we don't want to have to carry all these things around, right? Because maybe I don't know if I'm going to get my period, but it's maybe coming.
Sure.
You know? And so instead of having to bring a big box of tampons or a big thing of pads,
yes,
I'm going to throw this period kit in my bag.
I need all the space in my bag. I overpack. I need extra space.
Every single time.
That packing my pads and tampons would have taken up. Okay? That right there is like 2 outfits.
Yes. Okay. Like, who has the space for that? And so it was funny because after I created the product, again, I was like, I don't know. I was watching a stand-up comedian, and she basically talked about how you have to use your menstrual MacGyver skills when you're out in public sometimes, and you're like that rushing, trying to go. And it was like every person in that audience, like all the women validated it. Like, yes, this is an issue. Yes, like we are using our menstrual MacGyver skills. Why are we doing this? So it was just like, oh, okay, yeah, I guess I need to do this. And that's kind of how I got here.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I love that.
Yeah.
You know, you essentially solving a problem, you know, that a lot of us have.
Yes.
We just are not talking about it.
Oh yeah. And I think the biggest problem for me was it wasn't us, right? We know we have this problem.
Yes.
It's the spaces we exist that don't either know or care. And I always say women have over 80% of buying power. So why not make sure that you're prepared for your largest customer?
Yeah.
You know, we make all the plans, we book the airlines, the hotels, we do all the shopping, we do all of these things, but yet businesses don't think about us in that way. And so my mission was, okay, I'm not going to go direct to consumer. I'm going to go B2B because I'm going to make spaces stay prepared for us because we as the customer knew that.
Sure.
So it was just like, no, it's the spaces we exist that don't know. And so that was the goal. So a lot of people always are like, why didn't you do direct to consumer? And it's like, because we know the problem.
Sure.
You know?
And when you say direct to consumer, just so people understand what that means.
So direct to consumer means like buying directly from me as the company. So going to my website and buying the product. So what I do selling B2B, companies buy our products from us. So we have school districts. We just did a contract with Baptist Health Systems with a co-branding with them for their education in women's health. So we have a QR code on our packaging. And so that QR code is like an educational piece that we have that we can bring digitally for the customers we partner with.
Okay.
So that's one of the things that we do. We partner with retailers. We got picked up by one of the largest distributors in North America. We're in over 650 7-Eleven locations in Canada. So femPAQ Canada really cares about menstrual equity. And so I'm just trying to push that forward here in the States. And so I love to tell businesses we're partnering with, look at you creating menstrual equity in your space. And they're like, yeah. Yes. I'm like, yeah, you break down those barriers. So it becomes this I'm on a mission too. Yeah. So a lot of companies, when they partner with us, that's the thing. It's just like, oh yeah, okay, we're partnering, we're aligning on the same mission. Yes. Yeah. And so we found success in that. Yeah. And so I think that's was the biggest thing for me is menstrual equity, ending period poverty. So I had a lady to reach out to me and was like, oh, I'm going to go buy some for our neighborhood food pantry. because they will love, like, we need this, it's summer. So it's just like people thinking about other people who may need it as well. And that's what I love, because everybody is creating menstrual equity.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of menstrual equity, we're going to take a quick break. And then when we come back, we'll talk more about that. Maybe like what are some things that you yourself have learned about menstrual equity as you've been on this journey. So that's what we will get into when we come back with more. Here's the thing.
Yay.
Welcome back to more. Here's the thing. April Roy, founder of femPAQ, joining me today. And if you're just joining us on today's episode, we are talking about April's company, femPAQ, and menstrual equity. Okay. So when we're talking about menstrual equity, April, what does that mean?
It's really just about access to period products in your space, so that those who need it have access to it. Some people, when they think about menstrual products, they think about that coin-based machine that's in some restrooms.
Which I never have coins.
Who has coins? Right?
Never.
And then you're like, what kind of products are these?
How long have they been in here?
Exactly. So that's not equity, but some people think so. And so, or just, by providing period products in your restroom.
Sure.
One of the things that we did, we partner with Arkansas Period Poverty Project. They're one of our, period sisters. I feel like we've been in this period space together from the beginning of us both starting our companies and their organization. And we partnered with them to partner with Representative Innett to pass Act 933, which now schools have to provide period products at no cost to students.
Okay.
And so that's one way that people are creating period equity. Now you can go to the library. I think they also have period products in the bathroom.
Okay.
So there are people stepping up to do it. But for us, it was really about also businesses, right? When we think about some companies manufacturing, sometimes they only have 30 minutes for lunch. Mm-hmm. Sometimes that manufacturer is in the middle of nowhere, and maybe the store is 20 minutes away.
Right.
Like, there are so many factors, but yet sometimes these companies don't have period products, and they deem that it's on women to make sure that they have these products, which, listen, I get it, but things happen. And I like to say, do you carry toilet paper everywhere, right? You may have eaten something that may not. So it's like you have to think of these things that, yes, there are barriers everywhere, but we make sure toilet paper is in the restroom so no one has to worry about that, right? Maybe if everybody menstruate, then this wouldn't be an issue, but there are, spaces that are stepping up but sometimes you just have to explain to them why they need it, because if it's not a problem that they experience, then it's kind of like out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah. What misconceptions do you think consumers have about period products? And before you answer, I will say, as you guys are listening and watching, we are talking about periods. So I just want to put that out there. Some of us have them, okay? So I don't want to make necessarily anybody uncomfortable. But we are talking about periods. Yes. So just so you guys know, that is today's episode. We're going to be talking a lot about that. So you will hear period a lot. Just a warning out there. But what do you think? What are some of the misconceptions that consumers have?
That all period products are toxic. Mm-hmm. I will say probably the majority of them are. And that's because we don't really manufacture organic and sustainable period products in the Americas. That's one thing that we don't do. And a lot of it has to come with, what they spray on the cotton. Like that's where these toxic chemicals are coming from, or it's in the soil, and that's just not period products, everybody. That's everything when we really think about it. So you do have to be mindful about that. So what I was told consumers is to really research on what period brands are out there that they want to use when they think about what they are putting in their bodies.
Sure.
Right? Because one of the things we think about is like, oh, that brand has always been there on the shelf. Let me grab that.
Yeah,
It's like become this easy thing. And it's like, do we know what that brand like not only stands for, but like how do they process their products or manufacture their products? Do they have sustainability, good for you, good for the body type of, movement? And a lot of times people don't, because I feel like sustainability and organic like these words have become like this new thing to people now, even though like it's been around forever.
Yeah.
But I think more people are more interested in like what they actually are putting in their bodies, and they don't want to support businesses that are like being harmful to them purposely.
Sure. And I want to back up a second too, because I mean, when you first kind of encountered this situation, you and your girlfriend, an unexpected period happens. And here we are now to a full company. I mean, talk about the research that you've done. I mean, just the way you were talking about like, thinking about like, what chemicals go on there and, looking into, the products that may, work for you. I imagine there was a lot of research done on your end. What was that process like?
Oh my God. So I did over a year of research before creating the product.
Wow.
One of the things that I started to look into, a lot of people don't know this. So there was a doctor that also wanted to study menstruation a long time ago, long time ago. And he basically thought that when a woman menstruated, that it was poison. So he basically was asking women, the nurses in his office, to give them menstrual blood.
Sure.
I know this is like hardcore. And so he would use that. He started injecting it into animals. He put it in plants and they started to die, right? And so that's why he thought that a woman's menstruation must be toxic and poison because these things have died. He also thought that one of his nurses touched his plants while she was menstruating and it died. And so again, it was this, but people don't know that we based off like menstrual information from this guy till the 1970s.
Wow.
And then it was like, maybe the research he did wasn't.
Sure. Let's look at this for a second. Let's just re-examine.
So it became like, what is this for me, right? Like, but all of the research, all of everything I did really boiled down to stigma. Even when creating the products, it was really about like a Band-Aid on the problem. Like, it wasn't about like, is this harmful to women? Or like, will this affect how their like menstrual cycle works and all of these things? And I think it became just like a Band-Aid over the problem versus like, how can we really solve this issue? And so when I started to look into organic and natural and sustainability period products, that's when I found that like, oh, we don't do that here. Not in North or South America at the time. And so it was me looking overseas. And even then, it was very hard to find. There were, at that time, this was in 2019 at the time when I was doing the research, maybe like 4 companies that was like big manufacturers who were actually manufacturing like sustainable organic period products.
Sure.
And so one of those companies, they have locations all over Europe, China, Asia, like all of that. And they are owned by a woman. And her goal was sustainability. and being natural, and then just organic, but not good for you, good for the earth. So like our pads biodegrade after 12 weeks. The wrapper of our pads biodegrade after 216 hours if you put them in the dirt. So it's just really about, okay, not only is this good for us, like it's not going to be in the landfill forever somewhere.
Sure.
You know, it's like really thinking about like, okay, we have to make the effort. Sometimes people just don't want to. It's easy to give people the cheap thing because they're maximizing their profits.
Yeah.
And for me, it was about who could afford it, who didn't have period products, how do we make this accessible? You know what was weird for me in this journey? Everybody kept telling me like, oh my God, your product looks so expensive. You should put it here. And it's like, well, I wasn't trying to make it look expensive. We liked it. I wanted to make it affordable because people have periods everywhere. This isn't just about like who can afford it and who can't. And so that was one of the biggest goals for me. It's like, okay, how can we make this sustainable? How can we make sure that women have good periods and it's good for their body, but also like it's not bad for the earth and we don't have to worry about like this being here for the next 100 years.
Yeah. We're going to take another quick break. And when we come back, we'll talk about maybe some experiences that you have run into specifically as a Black female founder. So we'll get into that when we come back with more. Here's the thing. All right, back with more. Here's the thing. April, I'm so fascinated by our conversation. I am like into it. So now I'm going to pay better attention to the menstrual products that I buy. I buy by brand. And I'm usually brand loyal until maybe I see something else and I'm like, oh, I want to try that, and then I'll switch.
Yeah.
So I do need to be paying attention to kind of the products that I'm buying. I'm wondering if you face any challenges that you believe, you know, are unique to your experience as being a Black female founder.
Yeah. You know what? I think one of the most unique experiences, and I don't know if it's just for Black female founders or women founders.
Okay.
There are always men who want to come and basically tell me, I can help you do this. You could just be the face and I'll just do operations.
Got you.
Yeah, like I've had so many people to come, and all men basically come to tell me how they could do a better job, I guess, or get it to where I wanted it to be. Even if they didn't have a background in women's health or consumer products. I mean, listen, no experience in the space at all. I don't know if they feel like it's that I need the help or they want to come in and be this type of savior, even though, again, they don't have any experience in the space. And so in doing that and learning that, or you get a lot of predatorial people
Okay.
In the entrepreneur space, sometimes because sometimes people can see your vision better than you can, right? You're thinking like, oh, I'm doing this because everybody needs access to on-the-go period care.
Sure.
And then that person can be like, all I see is dollar signs. And how many women and how often do they? And it's just like, we're not in this, like, we're not on the same level.
Yeah.
Like,
we're not in this together like on High School Musical.
Exactly. So I've ended so many relationships based on that when people would like to help me, because I know enough to know I don't know everything. I'm not like, I didn't start off wanting to be an entrepreneur. I would say I never wanted to be an entrepreneur. My mom is an entrepreneur, and I was like, I never want to own anything in my life. Okay. But yet here I am. And that was one of the things that I've learned is that for some reason, like people, I think they have the best intentions, but sometimes it's almost like, well, I can do a better job than you could do at this. And it's like, okay, but like, how about you go start something then, like, and stop like putting me in a position where I have to tell you no.
Sure.
Like, I don't want to have to do that. Like, I don't like pushy people. I don't. And so I have been around and come across amazing people. And so I will say, like, you're always going to get those people who like, I want to attach themselves to you or your business or your company. Or sometimes if, you tell them no, maybe they feel a way about you now because you said no. Sure. I have people that don't like me because I told them no.
And that's just, that's just a word that's used every day, guys.
Yes. And it's like, oh my God, because I didn't do what you wanted me to do. So now you're like, I don't like her. And it's like, that's okay too, y'all. I'm at an age now where honestly, I don't care. Because my goal is for the people I'm creating this product for. It's again, as an entrepreneur, it's going to be challenging. You're going to come across people who don't have the best intentions, but you will always come across those who do, who are always rooting for you. I love the people that I don't know who are like commenting on my post and like, I'm going to go buy it or I saw it. Like, I love those people. I have whole conversations in my comment section with those people. And so, like, again, you're going to get it's going to be hard. Oh, and you're not going to be able to raise any money.
Oh, because we have not touched on that. I don't think that's one we can even get into today because I know that's
like you're not.
At this point we're kind of like halfway through the hour, and I just feel like you need part 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, like that's not gonna happen, but that's okay because there are always non-dilutive options that you can find. Always be resourceful. I promise you, the journey may be long and hard, but consistency always pays off.
Why do you think representation is important when we're talking about the wellness and, menstrual health space?
So man created the tampon. There was a lady, I can't think of her name right now. She created the menstrual belt, but we know more about the guy who created the tampon than the lady who created how to actually hold up the pad. And she was a Black woman. And so I think when it comes to, menstrual equity, menstrual health, when I was growing up, I don't know how many people had this experience. I wasn't able to wear a tampon because my mom equated tampon to sex. And so
I don't think we can say the S word.
Oh, I'm sorry. So my mom equated that to that. So I didn't wear a tampon until I was a senior in high school. And my friend taught me how to put it on. And it changed my life because it was like, what? I don't have to worry about this thing moving.
Right.
As I play sports. And so, we sometimes have different experience and it's not always a one size fits all. And so to be able to see other people who look like you operating in the space, the founder of the Honey Pot brand.
Yeah.
So when I first saw her commercial, I was in the midst of like, I had created this product and was like, okay, what I do next?
Yeah.
Like, that's where I was. But I didn't know she existed. And so to see her and then to see her brand, it was like, okay, girl.
Right. Yes.
You're on the right path to this. And so I feel like the more we all are in this space and other people see us, that they can also do it too.
Sure.
It just becomes this collective. Like I was talking to so we were landed in a large retailer, and the buyer asked me, did I know another brand?
Mm-hmm.
And I do, right? Like I didn't know her personally, but we know the same people in the entrepreneur space in Atlanta. And so I knew I was 1 degree away from someone who also knew her very well. And so I was like, hey, can you connect me with her? Because the buyer would like to meet her. And a lot of people are like, why would you do that? Why
because they think that you're competing against each other.
And the thing is, we are not. Like, we're not, although we are both providing period products to a certain demographic, they provide one product.
Mm-hmm.
I am a whole different category when it comes to preparedness.
Let me ask you this, April, because there are a lot of menstrual products, and things have changed.
Yes.
When we were growing up, we had pads and tampons. Now you have cups, and just different things. Do you think we have reached the point to where we have addressed women's health when it comes to our menstrual cycle? Do you think we've reached a point to where we have enough, or do you think that there's still some innovations out there that haven't even been tapped into?
Yeah, I think the space could always be forever innovated, just because we've been in this tampon pad space for so long, that, and not only that, like, think about, I know a company, they're located in Europe, but they created a tampon that you can send in to get tested for different like issues, PCOS. So like there are different things that people are doing. People are using cups because it's more sustainable. Maybe they don't want to buy it. Some people don't like the cups because they feel like it's messy. Like so I feel like it, there will always be forever changing. You got period panties. Like
I was just about to say, there's underwear now.
Yes. So like there's
mind blown.
Yes, like there's so many new options that I feel like, it could get even better. We're just scratching the surface right now.
Yeah. Okay, good point. Let's take another break. I'm trying to keep my time, and I really don't know where we are, but I just know I need to take 4 breaks, and I think we're at number 3. I think so. We're gonna take. I'm not keeping track of time at all, like I'm supposed to, and it's just because I'm just so fascinated by everything you're saying. I will ask this before we go to break, because I think we do have a little bit more time. You mentioned that you've been working with schools and businesses. What role do you think that schools and, employers and policymakers should play when it comes to menstrual health?
Yeah. So when it comes to schools, I think a girl ends up over 100 days behind her male counterparts because she missed so many days due to her period. When we think about rural areas where maybe they don't have a lot of access, schools step in and play that role for them. So what we have done with school districts, we partner with them through the McKinney-Vento program, which is a federal grant. A lot of people don't know this. So I might be telling on myself. But the schools, a lot of times schools don't have budgets. And so thinking about creative ways that schools can use the funding that they do have to make sure students that need products the most have them. And so that was one of the things for us with our goals when it came with schools.
I know we were talking earlier, this is your website. And so this is kind of a look inside the packaging and everything that comes with it. And you've actually already said this. So there's underwear, pad, tampon, liner, a wipe, ibuprofen, and chocolate. Because if you know, you know. And
I will say this too. So when we first started, we had 4 sizes. And so it came in the small, medium, large, extra large because of the underwear. And I ended up talking with someone and they were like, well, can you do something about the underwear? Because that's like 4 SKUs. And so, again, my product development fashion background ended up coming with a one size fit most panty. So it stretches from extra small to 4X.
Okay.
And so that was something that we introduced to with our underwear. So now that we only have one SKU for that.
Yes. And for those who are like, what's a SKU? That is essentially like the choices that you get when you go to the store. So one SKU would be like one size, but if you have 4 and multiple, then essentially you're taking up, I'm going back to my merchandising days. You're taking up a lot of space on a modular.
Yeah.
Okay. So the idea is maybe let's start off with one SKU on the modular and maybe we'll have different facets of the same thing on the modular versus taking up 4 different spaces on the modular, and then you have to then stock and supply for those 4 different spaces at the store on the shelf. Look at me.
Look at you.
I remember some things. I want to ask April, how can we all be better advocates when we're talking about menstrual equity?
Yeah, through donating product, donating to schools, churches, nonprofit organizations. Sometimes people are always doing like a period pad like drop off. So drop off tampons, pads. We just had menstrual hygiene day. It was on May 28th. So a lot of organizations were doing a lot of period poverty drives then where people can drop off donations. And then also too, like at work. Maybe you put some products in your bathrooms, or at home. If you're a dude and you got lady friends, you keep, period products underneath the sink in case your friend is over. It's just really about being mindful.
And when I think about donation, I'm thinking about like clothes, shoes. I don't think about products that I have not used. For instance, like I said, I'm usually brand loyal until I find something else and I switch. But then these products are just like sitting there. Yeah. So I never think about like donation of the products that I'm not using anymore.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good tip.
Yeah.
That's a good tip.
You should always, not even just think about like the donations around you, but like homeless, right? People, that's one of the things, period products and like underwear and socks are like the top 3 things that homeless, and people don't think about that.
Yeah.
You know what homeless women use? Like this really hurt me. Like this is what I found out during my research. They can use cardboard. Cardboard as a pad. Or newspaper, like wherever they can find something to make stuffing. They can't use socks because like they need them for their feet. Like being mindful about like just those who don't have like it. And we don't think about that. We don't think about period products. It's like we think about clothes and shoes, but when it comes to just hygiene products, we don't think about that.
We at my church do our outreach ministry does what they call blessing bags.
Oh, I love that.
And I need to see if menstrual products are in it. I know that there are hygiene products, like there's socks in there. There's toothbrush, toothpaste. They're like deodorant.
Yes.
But I need to see.
Yeah, even when like think about natural disasters, no one talks about period products. It's always like, we need hygiene products. And then, I was just thinking about the Dallas, what happened there, and people were volunteering. All I was thinking about, did people bring period products for like the women and the girls, the children? Like, because again, that's something we don't think about. And sometimes people are not going to mention it because the shame that comes along with it. So they're not going to tell you, I need tampons.
Sure. We're going to take another break and we come back. I had planned for us to pivot. But I don't want to. Like I want to keep talking about femPAQ and the impact that you are having. So we're going to take a break and we come back. We'll have more from April Roy with femPAQ. right. Getting ready to wrap up my conversation with April Roy. April is the founder of femPAQ. April, if I could, I want to bring up your website really quick. And if you will just walk us through kind of what people will see. We already kind of clicked on the Explore Kit, and then we've got an About section. And I want to talk about impacts. Mm-hmm. What are you most proud of so far in your journey?
Okay, so on Friday, a friend of mine texted me and said, I'm so proud of you. All of your dreams came true. You're doing exactly what you want to do. And I said, oh, yes, it looks that way. I said, I still don't pay myself. It's still hard out here. I probably cry every day through something that has happened on this journey. I said, but the thing that I'm most proud of is that I actually created access for an affordable on-the-go period kit.
Yeah.
Like that was the entire goal, was to make an on-the-go period kit affordable and on shelves for our customer.
Yeah.
And that's like I've done that, even though I haven't celebrated it at all. But it's just like I've done the thing. Now it's like, how do we expand?
Yes, I was just going to ask, is there like a next step for you? Just baby steps and some things?
No, listen. I don't know why I thrive in chaos, but I do. Okay, so look, we have our line review this month with our buyer. So I'm hoping to introduce a couple of more products. But the thing that I'm working on that a lot of people don't know, I like to say our mission at femPAQ is to improve women's health through products, policy, education, and community. And we do all of those things. But how do we do those things and make them available for everyone?
Sure.
The things that we're doing. And so we are building femPAQ Health, which is a platform with AI health assessment assistant that you can just casually talk to and, hey, I started my period today, my cramps are crazy, or just rant, just anything you need to say, so that when you finally go to the doctor, you don't have to remember everything that has happened to you in that past year.
You're like, let me think about what happened yesterday.
What has happened to me? And so you can now you'll be able to send that summary to your physician.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And just like so that you can get the most out of your appointment. So that 20 minutes, you're not thinking about what has happened to you in that past year. And so like we also are going to have like cycle tracking as well. We also want to have a lot of policy information so you can know what's happening in your area, who are making decisions on your body. So you can know who are making those decisions.
Yeah.
And so we're actually working on that. I ended up becoming a semifinalist in an AI accelerator that I applied for. I honestly didn't think I would get it because this is me finally putting out there. I started this in 2022.
Wow.
Like it was something I came up, but because I've been so busy trying to get our physical products out there, I always say like this, our physical products were basically the rocket ship to what we're trying to do when it comes to women's health.
Yeah.
We want to make sure that you don't feel like unseen when going to the doctor, unheard, but we're also making this platform affordable for those who don't have access to doctors, who make informed decisions about going to the doctor because maybe they can't afford it.
Right.
You know, and so we want to be that little health assistant for them. And so that's the next step for us.
FemPAQ.com. That is the website. And then on Instagram, the Instagram handle is femPAQ_ Inc. So if you want to follow along in femPAQ's and April's journey, real quick, I know you're super excited about an exclusive kind of product. Let us know about it.
Okay, so femPAQ just launched actually on May 9th into 479 Walmart doors.
Okay. Congratulations.
Thank you. We are in 7 locations in the state of Arkansas.
Okay.
Even though everybody's been asking us, just like, listen, we're only in 7 locations.
For right now.
Yeah. So, and if we're not at your Walmart, you better go tell that store manager, listen, where's this item so they can get it. But we're located in Rogers and Bentonville here locally.
Okay.
But we introduced our 3-in-1 teen period kit.
Okay.
It comes with 1 pad, 1 tampon, and 1 wipe.
Okay.
Very small, very on the go.
Yeah, but I say you brought something with you.
Yes. And so.
Okay. How tiny.
Yes. And so it's for your girls, also it's summer break right now. So
yes.
You got camps going on, cheerleading camps, band camps.
Yes.
Okay, you better throw some of these in
That
her
is
bag.
so true.
Okay, listen. And you want to know the best part about this? It's less than $2.
Really?
Less than a cup of coffee.
Let me just put some of these in our background here.
So again,
at work.
Affordability, accessibility, and we put it in one of the largest retailers.
Yeah.
Congratulations,
April. I mean, what a story though. What
you.
an amazing story and journey. From a product development background to a company that is really changing the way we think about menstrual products. Like here we are talking about menstrual and periods.
Yeah.
Who knew? That's what we'd be doing
it?
today. But I learned so much, and even as a woman who was using these products, I mean, just thinking differently about how I approach things, how I can advocate for it. So thank you so much for the work that you're doing in the period space.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank
you for letting me come on here and talk about periods.
Yes.
Guess what, y'all? No one would be here without it.
We have them. They're around. They're around.
You wouldn't exist.
April, thank you so much. We're going to take one break, and then I will come back and close out today's episode of Here's the Thing. If I can click the right button. All right, just closing out today's show really, really quick. Love having April Roy here with me today. Again, the website is femPAQ.com, Instagram, femPAQ_Inc. You can find her on social media. Check out everything and the work that she's doing around menstrual equity. Thank you so much for joining me for this week's episode of Here's the Thing. Just a heads up, next week we'll probably run a previous episode of another show just because I will be on vacation, but I have some great things lined up. I'm trying to get with a local mom who knows all the great spots to take your kiddos for free this summer. So those are some things that are coming up. Don't forget also, the only way you can see shows like Here's the Thing is you have to download our 479 first. Well, that's not it, but shameless plug that our Fox 24 team is going to be showing all things World Cup starting June 11th. So that is coming up. But don't forget, the only way you can see shows like Here's the Thing is if you download our 479 for a streaming channel. It is available on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. I will see you soon. Until then, TTFN, ta-ta for now.